Up, guys? Oh, oh man. Hey, what's up, DK? What's up going on, Mario? I know, man. Damn, bro. Sucks. Man, 2020 strikes again, bro. 2020 strikes again. I don't know what to say. Good figure though. I'm glad I do have him. Mario, did you sell yours? I know you probably had this at one point, no? Man, dude. I the worst part is I don't think anyone has a clue what's going on with the guy. So everyone just it's kind of like when Kobe got when we lost Kobe. Just Kobe was more of an accident. This is you know pretty sure he knows what's his family knows what's going on. Just decided to kept it private. So dude, Mario, man, I'm telling you, man, this young guys. Kobe is young too. Oh man, he's always still in. Oh, you picked up Shuri? Damn, that's. I wonder if the King T'Challa is ever gonna pick up on price after this. I don't know because I had my eye on the on that King. Just I don't know, for whatever reason I just can't pull the trigger on him. Um I don't know, but all right, yeah, DK, man, you went straight for it, man. Yeah, I was gonna talk about that too. DK is asking, what do you think about people increasing prices on the Black Panther hot toys and taking advantage over his passing? Personally, I think it's wrong. What's up, J Rod? Yeah, I see what you mean there, DK, and I also see it. I see it both sides. Like I know there was like a drama last night about hey, what's going on, Eddie? About Toys Wonderland. They backpedaled, I believe. They said that it was a mistake or an error on their computer or something like that. I wish they would have just owned it, man. Just hey, because eBay, I believe. Let's check out eBay right now. So you check out eBay. I wonder what are the prices for these things. It's probably through the roof, man. Kind of like when Kobe died, and those Enter Bay Kobe Bryants, they were selling them for $2,000 and stuff. And Enter Bay is it's not too popular anyway, not like Hot Toys at least. Um, oh, what am I looking? Black Panther. Okay. All right. So one is on bidding, 232 right now. Okay, so that's not bad. Now they're dictating the prices for this one. So let's see. Um, okay, Killmonger's 260. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Shuri is a good figure too. Okay, so there's a Black Panther. I guess this is a bidding on an eBay, and it's $410, right? So that's I don't know what do you guys think about bidding, because now bidding is the buyers are dictating the price in this one. So I don't know. Mario says, not cool, DK. The real question is, what do you think about listing that are mid auction on eBay? Notice that if you had a couple days left on auction, then suddenly spiked. Yeah, Danny says same thing happened when Stanley passed in Carrie Fisher, and it's always the same, guys. Someone passes, prices shoot up, obviously because of the demand for the item. Okay, so I see it twofold. So as I personally, I'm not gonna sell this Black Panther. I was gonna sell this if they made a Black Panther 2. I mean, let's be honest, there's some shortcomings with this figure, but overall, I love this figure. So I even have the even got the throne with it. I love the movie, man. I love the movie. I bought a villain for him, Killmonger. Um, Damn, look at this. DK says Uh, Eddie's asking, do you think Hot Toys will make an Endgame Black Panther? I think so, Eddie. I think so. Kind of like with Carrie Fisher, because I was discussing this earlier with Mario, and the outfit is pretty much the same. I still, with Carrie Fisher when she passed, they're still releasing figures of her. Um, I think it is. Like it is just how it is. Unfortunately, I see it both sides. The problem is if you're a seller, for example, like let's say I'm gonna sell this figure and then I sell this for a decent price, and let's just say the decent price for this guy on eBay is around 350, right? This was announced 260 with tax and shipping. You probably paid $300. So for 350, you're getting the eBay cut, which is around $35, and then the PayPal, which is 4%. So let's say 350, 400 is a decent price, right? So if let's buy it now. If somebody buys it now for 400, as a seller, even if I have clear intentions that I just want to sell this, I don't want to make money off of him. How sure am I that whoever's going to buy this figure is not going to turn around and sell this for 1,000, right? So, so that's, I guess, I see it on that standpoint. I see it on the standpoint. Now, if it's like Toys Wonderland, that's kind of like iffy because they have a reputation to take care of, especially they're connected to Justin. So that's a bit tricky because they are well known in the community, and it would suck for it would look like they are capitalizing on his death, but that's just how it is. Unfortunately somebody passes away. Now I would advise though for anyone who's looking for this, not to give into those prices. Not Oh, King T'Chaka is on waitlist. Man, that was quick. He was still not on waitlist, I believe, when he, maybe when he, I mean, owning King T'Chaka and owning Black Panther is two different things. Um, so I mean, it's fine. Like myself, I passed on T'Chaka so many times. He's free shipping. I could have used my reward points on him. Some what do you call that? Some coupon codes, and I don't know. There's something about that figure just yeah, I just kind of doesn't want to get. You know. Danny says, yeah, it's very common in sports when a top athlete passes, all their collectible signature goes up. Yep, Danny, and I think what stopped the Enterbay Kobe was Enterbay coming out right away and say, hey, we're re-releasing Kobe. Relax. And then they did, like right now, you go to Big Bad Toy Store and you can see the Kobe Bryant 2-pack. If Hot Toys want to end any speculation on this, announce it. Announce that, because it's still on waitlist. I believe the waitlist is full on Sideshow. Announce that they're gonna remake him, and it is gonna stop. So if Hot Toys want to put a stop on it, they could, honestly. Kevin, hey, what's up, Kevin? Yeah, man. Kevin says, sad what happened to Chadwick. Anyways, I'm glad I got his figure. Me too, Kevin. This is man. So yeah, Danny says, yeah, Enterbay did a solid job releasing it. Yeah, Enterbay just killed any speculation. I think the spike of the price for Kobe Bryant lasted for a good 2 days. Kobe Bryant passed away. Enterbay came out and says, hey, you know what? We are gonna release another 2-pack. So don't even think about it. And now, if you go to Big Bad Toy Store, it's still available. So Hot Toys, they can do two things here: kill the fire right away. Say, they can go out and say, "Hey, we're gonna re-release this Black Panther 2 movie in honor of, Chadwick," and I don't think anyone's gonna complain. My question, though, is that okay? So the one who's buying Black Panther right now, right? So I guess there's 3 types of collectors. If you just collected like a year ago or maybe this year, you probably missed out on him, right? Um, the second one would be you're you're not impressed by this figure so much that you are probably waiting for Black Panther 2, because we all know there's going to be Black Panther 2. And that's a valid reason as well. Third one probably was that you never had funds when it came out. So, but this guy sat down, on Sideshow for years though. I think for a good year before it went on waitlist. It was even on Big Bad Toy Store for a long time as well. So I find it, like if you're a seller, and mind you, I haven't sold anything on eBay or anywhere else. I only sold locally. If you're a seller and capitalizing on his death, it's kind of wrong. So, but if you're the buyer, why all of a sudden you're just gonna buy his figure when you had let's say you're the third one. Why wait till he dies till you buy the figure though? You know, if you are a fan of the movie, you would have bought it anyway. So that's where I kind of like, I see it both ways. If you're just starting, I can understand that. If you're waiting for Black Panther 2, well, too bad. That's the gamble that you took. So here's what I would suggest. So do not. Kevin says you're right. Do not give in to the high price. Be patient, guys. Look what happened to Kobe. Price was ridiculous. Now price are not bad. It's actually lower now. Diecast Fly says that's what I'm saying. So if you're a seller, again, I'm saying I'm not a seller. Never been a seller. You're a bad person if you jacked up the price because you're capitalizing on his death. But if you're a buyer, you're not. Well, you passed out on him. And I'm talking about the guys who've been collecting for a while. And there's multitude of reasons of why you pass out on a figure. Maybe and everything is right. Like maybe you don't have the funds at that time. What I would say to that is he's been available for a year. So if you never bought any Hot Toys for a year, then I get it. But if you passed on him because you're buying Star Wars, then obviously he's not your priority. Then how come his death, when he died, he became your priority? I didn't get that. DK says I was planning on buying one this month, and the prices are too high. Yeah, DK, that's normally what happens. When somebody's sold out, and he sold out like a while back. So back then, before his death, you're looking at above retail already. After his death, man, so now we're looking at now you're behind the 8 ball even further than when he was on just waitlist. So, and Mike says, yeah, grab him day one. Diecast says the UV version with the head sculpt is my favorite. I agree, Diecast. So between the two, Black Panther, I personally, with just the Black Panther suit, I like the Civil War version better. I think I don't know, he just looks heroic to me, like chest out, just waist slim. But the Black Panther 2, I actually love that movie. I love Civil War 2. But I don't know, like if you make me choose, I just kind of like Black Panther 2 more. Black Panther 2 comes with the head sculpt, which is a big plus to me, of Chadwick, and the UV, like Diecast was saying, and then he actually comes with a spear of some sort. So as far as bang for your buck, you're getting more with the Black Panther 2 version. Although I would say this though, if you're planning to get him, I can almost guarantee you Hot Toys is going to release, if not re-release the Black Panther 2, they would make one for Endgame. So, and we were discussing this earlier with Mario. Like I said, we were texting, kind of like, it sucks that he passed away, and I was looking forward to Black Panther 2. We're discussing what's going to be the future of the franchise. I know in the comics they made it Shuri, but I think it's too soon to make it Shuri, like at least on the MCU. And we don't know. Can you pass it to M'Baku? I wouldn't be opposed to that. Would they recast him? It's kind of going to be like with Heath Ledger when he passed away. It took some years and he did a magnificent job as a Joker. And then now we got Joaquin Phoenix. We kind of have a fumble with what do you call that? With I forgot his name, but yeah, on Suicide Squad. But yeah, and then Diecast. We'll just go back to the chat here real quick. Danny says I actually like the Chaka version the best out of all the Black Panther suits. Yeah, Danny, I think that's the one with the gold, right? And then his pants is actually fabric. I actually want to get that. I always wanted to get that because of this throne. Because you can't really sit him. I mean, you could, but you're risking your figure for a long term damage there. But unlike Chaka, you could. However, kind of like me, like if something happens to the Chaka, I hope nothing happens to him, and then he sold out, and I've been like eyeing him for a long time now, and let's say he sold out, and now the prices are through the roof. Hypothetically, I mean I can't blame anyone but myself. Like I picked up like a gazillion figures before him. Obviously, he's not on my forefront of what I wanted to get. So you just got to live with that decision. So I know it's different when it comes to Black Panther. There's so many things that Black Panther represented, not just through Marvel or super comic books and all that stuff, but at that time it was a beautiful time. To be a comic book fan, and Black Panther just kind of like just changed the culture. That movie is fantastic. So I kind of feel bad to whoever's going to be the next, or if there's any ever going to be the next, Black Panther, because he played that role beautifully, beautifully, man, as well as anyone could. And the funny thing is that if we're just we're talking about that, one thing that comes to my mind who can actually replace him, like nothing happened, for example, like recast him, was Michael B. Jordan, but he's Killmonger. So it'll be interesting to see. I actually wanted the franchise to move along. As much as I think it's cool. Love this guy as a Black Panther. I wanted him to move along. Um, it's just funny because I see Dean Martin always skip ads, but I sat through 2 ads for you, buddy. They better pay you. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate that, man. Eddie says, I hope Shuri learns how to fight through instead of relying on her tech. Diecast Fly, I don't think they will recast. I hope they do diecast. I wanted the Black Panther series to, move forward. Maybe not now. Maybe we'll let some years pass. Obviously, it's not gonna be instantaneous. It's still fresh. I was looking up, if they ever did if they shot it already, like this, the film, because how far along are they? Because I thought it was going to be released in 2022, but it looks like they haven't even shot a single frame on it. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm sure if it's to Chadwick, that he would wanted that franchise to move along, because that franchise is so important, man. Especially nowadays, the world we're living in. It's. I think we needed a Black Panther. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, did I put Wakanda? Then he says, "What's up? Who's Wakanda?" Era says, "Mac Daddy Dean in the house." Dean says, "I don't think they can recast. They gotta pass the mantle onto someone else." Yeah, Dean. I don't. The ideal would be to pass it to Shuri, although I think we're still kind of early to the MCU part of Black Panther. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. But I think they gotta. If you had to ask me, it will be in the third or fourth movie before they can pass it along to Shuri. If that's what they're planning, or in Baku, they can do that too. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Like I said, Eddie says Chadwick is Black Panther the same way RDJ is Iron Man. I agree. I definitely agree. That we can count, I guess, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Even though he's not physically or but how many Wolverines has he done? We are lucky that we are witnessing this through our lifetime. And like my kids, they're gonna grow up and that like Christopher Reeves, they wouldn't even know why he's still the Superman. So Diecast says they only finished the script but couldn't begin shooting because of COVID. Okay, so they got the script, man. So I don't know. I think if they're gonna recast him, and that's a possibility. They gotta let some years pass. If they haven't shot yet, I guess if they started shooting, the movie wouldn't be done till 2024 because editing and shooting all of these things, that's gonna take a while. Yeah, Dean says, "Damn, I didn't even think of Umbaku. That would be dope." Yep, I like the actor too. And he's a part of that Black Panther universe already. So you know, that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad at all. Because I like Shuri, but I don't know if I want to give her the Black Panther now. I'm still wanting more of this Black Panther. This Chadwick, and it's too early, man. It's too early. Is this chair also in waitlist too? Because this is an excellent piece, even though it's a bit expensive, to be quite honest with you. It's like $110 initially, but I don't mind having this. I mean, I love this. I love this throne as well. So I mean, I'm just glad, honestly, if they release another Black Panther with an updated head sculpt, because as good as this Black Panther is, I mean, I love the suit. It's you can actually pose him with minimal fear of damaging him. The head sculpt is not really 100%. So I understand somebody who picked this up and just kind of like waiting for Black Panther 2. But that is the risk that we're taking in this collection, guys. In this collecting game, if you pass on a figure and something good comes up, then but something like this happens, then you are kind of screwed, and now you got to pay a hefty price for that mistake. Yeah, this guy with the UV effect is really awesome. So for those who doesn't have him and is wanting to pick him up, man, I just wish my UV light is not this intense, I suppose. So Era says Killmonger is the only available. Killmonger is a great figure as well. Figure wise, dude. Figure wise, and as a villain, I love Killmonger too. Love that Killmonger. The head sculpt is not bad. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm a little partial here because I do love Black Panther, that movie. So Eddie says yes, we need an updated head sculpt because the prototype head they showed for this figure was perfect. Yeah, we got this. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not bad at all. I mean, if you can kind of see it there, but it could have been better. I think it could have been better, like at all. So, yep. I mean, if you on proper lighting, this is not bad. So, I mean, then you match it with these UV light effects. Ooh, man, that hit the camera pretty well there. Okay. But with that being said, let's say I didn't have this figure, right? And I never had this figure, and I'm pretty sure all of us here does research before we buy a figure. Let's say they're not going to re-release this figure, for argument's sake. I think the running price now for this is like $700. As been a long time collector, do I think this is $700? No, no, not at all. I don't think any like single 1/6 scale figure is worth $700. As much as I love the movie, I yeah, I would wait. If I didn't have them, and I didn't know it's easy for me to say. For example, I love Troy. I passed up on that Troy. Um, that Troy Achilles by I forgot Pangea. Always kicking myself for that. Passed on that, and now it's going for like $300-400, and it's nothing compared to what he does have now. Um, yeah, I mean, am I going to buy that for that price? No, no, not at all. Even though I really wanted to have that figure. So, hey Dean, do you want to hop on, man? Let me know if you do. I'll send you the link. Oh wow, everything. So apparently, so I'm going back in the chat here. Lanky says the red shell looks neat. Oh, thanks, man. And then Eddie says the chair and Shuri are on waitlist as well. Wow, I don't know when this all happened. I wasn't paying attention really. The last thing I want to do is check out Hot Toys and check these things. But um, Lanky's asking, do you like the new Mech Tech Tony Hot Toys? I do, Lanky. Am I gonna buy it? No. No, not for me. Um, Diecast is, I mean, You know who that is by looking at him. Yeah, yeah, definitely diecast. I mean, you won't you you won't confuse him with anyone else. You know, is he perfect? No, but I'm satisfied. I'm extremely satisfied with his head sculpt, and I know there's not going to be a lot of accessories. I mean, it's Black Panther. You shouldn't expect any accessories or at all. So Mike says there wasn't a guarantee that they would get it right on part two. Just look how many Wonder Women we have until 84. True. True. Dean says no figure is worth 700. I definitely agree, Dean. Austin, hey, what's up, Austin? Diecast only Hulkbuster is worth that money and above. Yep. Okay, Dean, let me say I'll send you the link. Let's put Dean here. Oh. All right, Dean, link on the way. Austin says on eBay right now, the Hot Toys Black Panther figure is going in for 1,300 right now. Damn, 1,300. Renaissance, what's going on, man? What company is that figure? It is a Hot Toys Renaissance. Danny says Zach Stormtrooper figure with a head sculpt is worth more than 700. Oh, but Dean's here. What up,
what's up,
dude?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I was about to say, Danny, that's a good comment with Zach's figure.
Dean, do you have this? Do you have the Black Panther?
No, I don't, dude. We were talking about that earlier on stream.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, there's a lot of figures that I've dragged my feet on, like Gamora,
Yeah,
Rocket. I mean, there's countless of figures that I've dragged my feet on, and it's a shame that when something like this happens, our first thought is like, well, the price is going to skyrocket.
Yeah.
Which is, it's pretty gross actually,
Mm-hmm.
that people take advantage of situations like that.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of sometimes that's what you need to light the fire under your ass. It's like, fuck, like I should have bought that a long time ago.
Yeah.
But you have people taking advantage of a terrible situation. And I just deal with it like I deal with scalpers.
Yeah.
Just don't buy it.
Right.
It sucks, but the only way people are not gonna keep doing that is if you don't buy it. So if they know they could scalp you, they're gonna keep doing it. If you let them buy up all the products and you don't buy it and they're stuck with a bunch of toys they can't sell, hey, they probably won't do that next time. So it's the same thing when situations like this happen. It's like, I mean, like you said, that's not a $700 figure.
Yeah, no, not at all.
$350 maybe. Okay, sure, but yeah. I mean, within an hour of the news, they were like $600, $700. I saw one for like 1,000, and it's such a shame, dude, that people do that.
Now, let me ask you on the other side of the coin, though. Like, if you were the seller, for example, and you say, man, why did you procrastinate on this figure? Now you got to pay the price. So I was like, so I can be like, why did it take you for him to die to even look at the figure?
Right. Which, again, it's a valid criticism, but
right.
You're also talking about toys that are $200-$300.
Yeah.
And it's like, would I rather have an Obi-Wan Kenobi in my collection than a Black Panther? Yeah, personally, I would.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to prioritize figures, which I'm sure everybody does. I'd rather have this than that when it's getting to this price point. But yeah, it's like, here's the situation, and now all of a sudden you want the figure.
Right.
I think as a seller, I don't think there's anything wrong with capitalizing on supply and demand, but this soon, again, it was like hours afterward.
Yeah.
I think maybe if you wait, a month, 2 months, and see where the market's at, I think that's more respectable. But I mean, hey, if you're trying to sell a figure, and you need the money,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think you should have more respect for the deceased than to try and rip
Yeah.
people off for $1,000.
Yeah, I get that. Like I personally wouldn't do that. I personally think that's kind of low blow for capitalizing on somebody's death.
Yeah,
I also like question the collector too. Like, do you really like Black Panther? So, like,
that's true.
I
That's
gave them
true.
like 3 scenarios earlier. So if you just started last month, a year ago, I can understand.
Yeah,
If you're looking for Black Panther 2 and passed on this, because let's be honest, it's not a home run figure.
right.
There's some flaws in this figure. So that is also respectable that you pass on this figure. However, since you did that, now you got to pay the price, right?
Yeah, but also, you're also not only do you have to pay the price because that's where the market's at, but I mean, Black Panther 2 is probably not going to happen. With
Right.
like you said, I don't know how much they did or didn't film. So you're not gonna get another Black Panther figure. You just
Right.
got the 2.
Yeah.
Unless they come out with an end game version, which I haven't seen one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, that's all you got. You got Civil War and Black Panther.
Yeah.
Um,
Because like we're kind of like beating the sellers here, and I don't, I see the point there. I see the point. Is it dirty? Yes, but
yeah,
but like as a seller, you're gonna be like, oh man, you're capitalizing on his debt. It's like, let's say I'm a seller. It's like, why are you just not buying him now? Why are you buying him when he died?
yeah,
It's like, you could have
yeah. It
bought
was
him 2 months ago.
when Carrie Fisher died, that Leia figure was pretty easy to come by before.
180. I could have gotten it for 180. Back then.
Like you almost couldn't give that figure away.
Yeah, because she's wearing white. It's very a basic figure with a head sculpt, so everyone doesn't want it.
Pretty vanilla figure.
Yes.
At that time, I had just decided I was only going to collect A New Hope original cast. So like Darth Vader, Luke, Han, Chewie, Leia, Obi-Wan. I had just gotten Han and Chewie in the 2-pack, so it's pretty expensive. And I already had Luke, so I was like, okay, like what am I gonna buy next? And then Carrie Fisher died, and that figure skyrocketed, and I was like, I was literally about to buy it, save up the money and then get it, and then here goes, people are skyrocketing the price for no reason. I mean, a reason, but a poor one to raise the price for.
Yeah.
There's definitely those situations where it's like, dude, what if somebody was bidding on a Black Panther yesterday?
I see some bidding wars right now. I mean, if you're bidding, I can kind of respect that because the market is like dictating the price, right? The buyers.
Right. Like, what are you willing to spend?
Yeah, because right now I saw one for 410, and the seller's hands are clean on this. It was like, hey, if it goes to like 900, it's not my fault.
That's true, because if they had the listing up before,
yeah,
I mean, they're not technically price gouging anybody.
Right.
But I mean, let's just say I had a Black Panther in my cart on eBay and I was waiting till payday to buy it. And then this happened and the seller decided to change the price. Like you're fucked. Like you were literally about to buy it. And
right.
It's just, I mean, there's so many different scenarios where
everyone's kind of, basically.
Yeah.
Dude, that is that's the game that we're in. Unfortunately, with this high-end collectibles. So
yeah, you made a good point earlier when I was watching you, because you said like you do a lot of research into what you're buying.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna hold off on this figure, and maybe the next figure will be what I'm looking for. But now we're not gonna get a next figure.
Right.
So in your caution, you now just shot yourself in the foot.
And it's, like buying Hot Toys or anything for that matter it's like a gamble. It's a risk for us. Yeah. Either you wait and maybe it'll pay off. Maybe it'll go on sale or maybe it'll sell out.
Dude, one of the biggest problems I have with that is the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball line, the Dragon Ball Z. Sometimes a figure will just like be a peg warmer, and then other times immediately it's just like super hard to get.
Right.
So I just started pre-ordering them. I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy it, because there's been several times where a figure will come out and I'll have like every opportunity to buy it, and I'll be like, oh, I'll hold off, because sometimes they pop up for sale at like Barnes and Nobles. They'll be
Mhm.
like 30% off or whatever, or Big Bad Toy Store will have a sale, or Amazon will have a sale. And then other times, like the figure just doesn't make it that far. They sell out and the price skyrockets.
Yeah.
Um, it's exceptionally bad with Hot Toys because they are so expensive, or
Yeah.
six scale in general. I mean, shit, even third party companies, sometimes the aftermarket price on those are insane.
Dude, we were just talking about like Achilles, the Troy figure that I missed out. I was
Yeah.
collecting when that came out, and I passed on it. It's kind of like some people passed on Black Panther, and now it's like $400 or $500, and I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah, there was a there was a figure I wanted to buy. In fact, we just talked about it on the last episode of our podcast. It's Ryan Gosling's character from the movie Drive.
Drive, yeah.
Uh, two third party companies made that figure, and they were like $100 retail.
Hmm.
I didn't think the face sculpt was that great, so I never bought it. Well, I'm getting the Hunter K figure that comes with two head sculpts, and the likeness is pretty
Right, just
decent. So I was like,
yeah,
now I'll buy the Drive figure.
pop in the head sculpt and
Yeah, change out the head sculpt and I'll be good to go. Well, that figure now, I couldn't find for less than $140. And 140 is not bad, but that was the cheapest one I found, but it was coming from Hong Kong. The
Mhm.
ones that were here in town were $300 and then like 180 after shipping from another guy. And I was just like, fuck, man. And that's just like obscure movie
figure, right?
character and figure that I
Yeah,
figured I would have, my pick of
all
the
the time in
litter.
the
Like,
world. Yeah,
yeah. Luckily, somebody in the chat on our show was like, "Hey, I have that figure. I'll sell it to you for like $80." So,
damn,
I paid
dude.
him a little more, but it was like, "Hey, like that was cool that I was able to get it for about what I wanted to pay."
Yeah,
But yeah, it's like if you wait too long, it's inevitably going to happen to you.
yeah.
But in
That's
situations like this, where you think you have more time,
mm,
I mean,
dude.
it's just a shame that the hobby's like that.
Going back. Let's go back to the chat, Dean. So, do you have this Bandai Black Panther? Is Renaissance Man in trouble here, or because I
Bandai,
know Black Panther
oh
is probably gonna sold out nowadays. So,
yeah, so Bandai has a line. I think what he's talking about is the what do they call them? Like movie realization samurai. I forget what they're called, but
yeah.
it's like Marvel and Star Wars figures in the style of like old samurai. So they have
Okay.
like the really cool armor and the head dresses. Those are cool. They're not terribly expensive, but
Do you think
it's
that's gonna
also,
sell out too?
dude, I went to the comic book store today. And there was a dude in there grabbing every Black Panther item he could find. I mean, I was in there before him, and by the time I was leaving, he had like 6 items on the shelf or on
Like
the
like
desk.
just comic books or
Dude,
just items?
toys, figures, yeah, just like whatever he could find. And I was just like,
Yeah, that's kind of yeah.
and
It's
that
like
goes back
why
to like you're saying, like, are you even a fan,
right?
or are
Why
you
did you wait
doing
till
it?
he died? Like
Yeah,
why wait?
yeah.
Yeah, Diecast says the seller can't be blamed when it comes to bids, but buy now is a different story. Yep. Yeah, if it
Yeah,
goes to like $1,000, it's not his fault. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, if that's what the market is going for, I mean, but if you set the starting bid to 1,000, then I have an issue. But if
mhm.
your bid was, 250 or whatever, or usually bids should be lower. But if it naturally goes that high, I mean, hey, that's what people are willing to spend.
Yeah.
But if you're making somebody pay $1,000 just because you have it, it's
Yep.
pretty shitty. Which is what we were talking about earlier. We streamed, and I said, if I had that figure in my collection and this happens, I would hold on to it. Like, oh man, I'm so glad that I was fortunate enough to think ahead and have this figure, and like I would cherish the fact that I even own it. Like I own a piece of that guy's legacy.
Right.
My first thought would never be like, oh, let me fucking rip somebody off. Sorry, I swore.
It's like,
Let
oh
me
man, Chadwick just died. I just have 1,200 on my hand right now.
exactly like that.
What the?
If that's your first thought,
Yeah, you're a
it's
piece of
pretty
shit.
shameful.
Yeah, you're pretty. Yeah.
But I mean, everyone. I mean, some people probably don't agree. They're probably like, well, whatever. I mean, but it's up to you as the collector and as a person to say, hey, I'm not going to buy into that literally. And I'm just, I'll have to be okay with not having that figure.
Yeah. You know, like if you passed on it like so many times, because he sat on the shelf for at least a year.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
He sat there for a year. I mean, some of the Infinity War figures are still available as we speak right now.
Yeah.
So like if that, hypothetically, we're just, hypothetically speaking here, if the guy who played what's his name, Winter Soldier dies, right? And then it sells out. Then people were like, "Oh man, this scalper's again." It's like, dude, he's been sitting for like months now. Why wait? It was like, is the buyer as bad as the seller? Because now you're buying since he's dead.
I mean, sometimes, you're not wrong.
Yeah, you're buying. Why wait till he's dead? It was like,
yeah. But like I said, it's just sometimes you prioritize other things, and then now you don't have a choice.
Right. But Dean, let's put it this way: like sometimes if you're a big fan of something, you turn a blind eye, whether it's
sure.
I'm gonna buy Aragorn knowing that thing is not worth 280, but since I'm a huge fan,
you gotta have it on the shelf.
I gotta have him regardless.
Yeah.
So that means you can't cry a river now because let's say this is not a perfect figure, but if you really like him,
you should have copped
him. Yeah, you wouldn't have bought Scarlet Witch first.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's people out there who, like you already had the figure. Like, I love this character. I have him on the shelf. Personally, I thought the Black Panther was cool. He just wasn't like my absolute favorite. So it's like I bought the Star-Lord first, the Captain America, the Iron Man, the Ultron. Like, there was a lot of stuff I put before, like, and I rarely pay retail for things. I get them secondhand, so it's like, I could spend $150 on this figure that I really like, or spend retail on Black Panther, and I could or couldn't, have him on the shelf. I wouldn't be that upset.
Right.
So I choose, I'm going to spend less money on a figure I want more.
See, if the mentality of collectors are like yourself, we wouldn't be having this issue because you're not willing to pay $500 or $700 for the Black Panther,
right? Which
so
is
the scalp doesn't have an effect.
Yeah,
nothing.
And that's like up to you as a person. Renaissance Mang says business is business, which is true. If you want to charge somebody $1,000, hey, do it. I don't have to spend $1,000. So when I see someone scalping or price gouging, I just choose not to give them my money.
Right.
And like, I'm perfectly fine with not having a Black Panther on my shelf. I'm sure there are some people out there who really do want one and now are forced with the choice of spending the money or not.
Yeah.
It's just personal accountability, I guess. Like, what are you willing to do?
Right. Like, how much are you willing to spend on a figure that you passed on so many times?
Yeah, dude, there are so many times where I kick myself in the foot because I did do that. And at the end of the day, it's like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I have nobody to blame but myself. So I will willingly participate in this exchange of goods and services. Like, I don't want to spend let's see. Oh, perfect example. I love Robotech, so I bought the Chigokin VF1J. Retail, those were like $180. The aftermarket prices are $400 to like $600. I was like, hey, I didn't. Now this is not exactly the same because I didn't know that figure existed when it came out. but that was something I was like, I have to have this figure in my collection. So I am willing to spend whatever I have to own it. So I saved my pennies and I paid somebody, 400 whatever dollars. So it's like, I mean, do you have yourself to blame? Like you said, you passed on it
You passed on
100
it,
times.
dude.
So,
Like, and we learn. Like, I can give you a pass if you're like a new collector, but
right.
seasoned one. Good example, Aragorn Slim version, 175. I was already collecting back then. It was like 3-4 years ago. So I saw it. It's like, this is a horrible looking figure. I was like, I'm gonna pass on it. I'm gonna wait for the next Aragorn. The next Aragorn didn't came to like 4 years later. Like right now, it's gonna come out in December. So I was just like, and then the slim version was going for $300-400, which I'm not willing to pay. So imagine, imagine having, because it's a horrible figure, and imagine having Lord of the Rings. I got like 21 of them, but no Aragorn. It's like having Avengers with no Iron Man.
Yeah.
So be like, it's just me. It's on me.
Yeah, because there are also times where, specifically, I guess when I would collect like Marvel Legends, for the movie figures, the MCU figures, those were always really hot when they came out, right? Mm-hmm. So they're like $20. Scalpers are going to charge you like 30 to 40, right? I would just wait until the next version came out, and then the first version would be dirt cheap. I could get it for like $15.
Yeah.
With Hot Toys, you can do that, right? Like there's 3 different versions of Rocket, or there's 3 different versions of Rocket.
Yeah.
So it's like you could pass on the first Rocket and wait for the second movie, and then it's like, oh, this was pretty good, but maybe the Endgame one will be better. And they come out with the Endgame one. And it's like, I could buy the Endgame one, but the Asgardians of the Galaxy movie is going to come out in a couple years. That figure might be even better.
Yeah.
Which,
you never know.
Or it's like, well, when that figure comes out, version Endgame Rocket is going to be dirt cheap. I could get it for like $150.
Right.
So if someone was thinking that was going to happen with a Black Panther, because there's only 2 of them, and they're both still pretty expensive figures. Even before all this, they were not cheap. Cheap figures.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, I could wait for Black Panther 2, and then I could snag the Black Panther 1 figure for $280 instead of $350 or whatever.
Right.
But now you don't have that option. So like I get it. Like there are some people who tried to wait and be patient, and unfortunately this particular time wasn't on their side.
Yeah, it's there's a risk involved in doing this.
Hey, Paradox Nerds here.
Yeah. Hey, PJ, do you want to hop in? I'm gonna send you a link if you wanted to. But so Austin says, I think Hot Toys should do a figure in his honor, and I definitely agree. Even like who can kill this? Like we were talking about earlier. I don't know if you were here. Mm-hmm. Who can kill all this scalping is Hot Toys. If they just announce we're gonna re-release the Infinity War version, the scalping would go down, kind of like with Mark 47. The moment they announce it, in honor of, even if it's the same figure, re-release.
Oh, I mean that's what happened with Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
remember
and
that figure?
He's not even dead.
Right. It was like that figure was going for $500-700 when Infinity War came out.
Yeah.
And Hot Toys was like, fuck it, we'll just release an Infinity War version.
Right.
Because when that movie came out, they were like, everybody's outfits are the same. So there's no reason to make a new version of that figure.
And imagine they came to like $800 at one point.
Yeah.
That
Dude, I remember someone bought one for like $800, and the next day, Hot Toys announced it, and I was like, "Dude, I mean, that's what you get for giving into scalpers." Now, in that instance, that was pure supply and demand. That figure just wasn't available. I really wouldn't consider that instant scalping, because that's what people were willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
But we talked about it. I believe Pete from OFAC was saying they should reissue the figure and then donate some of the proceeds to cancer research. I was like, that'd be really nice. Apparently they did that. They've done that before. I don't remember the example he gave, but
Yeah, with Corleone, it's like a charity event,
yeah. Well, hey,
something.
Zach's here too in the chat.
Oh, is this Jack? Zach's here. Oh, Zach, if you want to hop in, let me know. I'll send you the link.
I'll send him the link right now.
Okay.
If he wants to join, he could.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah. I think they should the moment they announce this, this would all stop. This
Yeah.
craziness. The moment they say, hey, you know what, we're gonna release it back in September, and now we're gonna see who's the real fans or who's the one just buying it. Just because he died. Because
Yeah.
you're in the same situation a year ago. He's still gonna be 256.
Yeah.
So now because more people are gonna have it, I still think it's gonna be worth more.
Yeah.
But because some people are just in the hype. In the moment, it's like, oh man, he just died. I gotta have him.
Oh yeah, like everybody buying Kobe jerseys. It's like, were you really his fan though? Like
Yeah.
He's only played basketball for 20 years and you've never had a jersey.
Like the Enter figures has been there all this time. Like,
yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. There are people who are just buying into the hype, which ruin it for people who are genuinely interested in owning the figure.
yeah.
I wouldn't turn them down if I found a good deal, but
Right.
I'm also not bending over backwards to get it. Like just me personally, I would rather own this figure, which I picked up today.
Mm-hmm.
This is the SH Figuarts Vegeta. This was 175.
Damn.
I'd rather spend 175 on this than 200.
700. 700 on Black Panther.
I mean, even if the Black Panther was the same price, I would go home with this before that.
Yeah.
But again, it's just your priority in your collection,
right? And that's fair. That's fair. The only thing like sometimes I cringe is that this is the same people who passed on Black Panther over and over and now complaining that he's expensive.
Yeah, you're right.
That's my only gripe on that. I was like, dude, wait, do you want it always on your favor? It's like, what do you want? Do you want him to be 1,200 when you sell him too? Right? Kind of like, dude, this.
Yeah, which is probably like, do you want it because you want it, or because
because he's dead?
You want to flip it later,
right? You're as bad as the seller because you're just buying him since he's dead. Now the seller has just jacked up his price because he's dead.
Yeah.
So,
I think if Hot Toys was to reissue, I feel like they'd just get a lot of criticism. Like, oh, you're just capitalizing on it too. You know what I mean?
Well, Princess Leia, we've been seeing, even though, albeit it's in a different outfit, after her death, we still see figures of her.
Yeah.
They can easily repackage this as Endgame, kind of like, what's his name? Star-Lord. Star-Lord is like the exact same figure plus the bubbles.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do the same thing and change the head sculpt, give it a purse, in his honor or something. I don't know. Just change up something. I know this is because the head sculpt could use some work. Give an updated head sculpt, like Hot Toys with their fancy words. I don't think anyone's going to complain that, hey, man, it's the same figure. Why are you re-releasing him? You just, money grabbing at this point. So with that, I would be like, dude, to the collectors, would you rather pay $700 on eBay or get an updated head sculpt with Hot Toys?
Yeah, and like you said, even if they were to announce it today, I mean, that figure probably wouldn't come out for another year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2022, like Q1 2022. It'd be interesting to see how many people go through with the pre-order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, did you want it, or because there was hype you wanted it?
Right. Kind of like, do you really want it, or is it because it's just hot right now? Like, I don't know, man.
It's just a lame situation for, I guess, everyone, all parties involved. I mean, specifically for Chadwick. That's so sad, dude. When I read that, I immediately thought it was a hoax. I was like, man, whatever.
Me too.
Because it said Chadwick Boseman, 42, passes away, and I was like, that motherfucker's like 30. It's not 42. I was like, they must have him confused with someone else, or this is fake. Mm-hmm. And so I start looking, and sure enough, like everybody starts pouring in, like, did you see this? Did you see this? And I was like, damn. And then I went to his Twitter, and they officially announced it. I was like, damn, dude. Like,
because we
That's
we
fucking
had no
sad.
idea. It's kind of like the same as Kobe. Like Kobe just all of a sudden, like with him, I know he had cancer, but it was like kind of
Yeah,
like
but nobody
surprise to me
knew
too.
it.
No one knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had it before even Civil War,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
even crazier because he did so many amazing movies between now and then. And it's like, man, to think that he had it the whole time.
Yeah. He
It's
might
pretty
have
wild.
shot those because like Civil War came out what 2016.
Yeah, I think that's when he first got diagnosed.
Yeah, I think that they shoot way before that, like 2 years, because editing is like a
Oh,
year.
that's true. You're
Yeah,
probably
so
right.
he probably shot that like 2014, 2013. That kind of explains it because I know with Black Panther though, he might already been diagnosed because that
Yeah.
came out what like 18, 17.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah,
was, they filmed that back to back with Infinity War.
yeah. So he
Yeah.
might have been diagnosed there. So
I mean, it's just a testament to his person that he was
dude, he's in
able
terrific
to.
shape, and
Yeah. Yeah, it's really sad, man. I was really excited to see. I had said this on the stream earlier. I didn't really know who he was until Civil War.
mhm,
Um, so I was just excited to see like what else he was gonna do.
yeah,
Especially with that character, you have like nowhere to go but up. And
yeah,
yeah, it's really sad.
dude,
Yeah, Austin says some Funko Pop are going for as much as 150. Yeah, it's just like it's a shame that the collecting community, and I'm sure
yeah.
it's not just collecting. I'm sure it's
I'm sure it's
other communities that are just as toxic.
T
But
T like Austin said earlier, or is it Austin or diecast like T-shirts or cups, mugs, I don't know, anything memorabilia type, for sure.
yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't know. And like I said when I first hopped on, it's a really sad thing that our first reaction was like, well, now we're not going to be able to afford the figure.
Yeah,
But again, it's on me for not buying it. But
yeah,
I am okay with the fact that I made that decision. I'm
right.
sure there are some people who are really upset with themselves, but
Yeah, yeah.
uh, when you're blindsided like that, it's kind of like, well, not
Like, oh
really
well.
anything you could do.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be back to MSRP for sure. Even if there's a new Black Panther that comes out, at worst you'll get it at MSRP. I'm assuming,
Yeah,
because at some point that reissue is gonna stop too. And then because if you think about it, Chadwick is the Christopher Reeve of
oh, for
Black
sure.
Panther. So like some people, the completion is if somebody gets into hot toys maybe 5 years from now, then they're gonna be like, hey, I wanted that. Let's say there's a new Black Panther now, and you're gonna be like, hey, I want that, the OG Panther. So
Yeah,
it's still gonna be worth something down the line, kind of like with Reeves, like that old school Superman. So
or even the like the '89 Batman. Those are
yeah,
expensive figures.
yep,
Nostalgia is one hell of a price setter, dude.
hmm,
The price people are willing to pay for nostalgic things, like me and the Robotech figure.
yeah,
I usually have a limit. I don't spend more than 250 on figures usually.
hmm,
Um, other than like say retail, but even then, like I really like don't let myself get too crazy. But I was like, I have to have this.
yeah.
So if nostalgia is dictating your wallet, I mean,
You you
it's
you
up to you.
you can't do anything. You're
Yeah,
tied up to it.
yeah.
So, and there's no right or wrong with that mentality. I think because that makes you happy. Like that Aragorn is gonna make me happy. As much as people want to bash that, I was like, oh, it's not worth
Dude,
it. It was like,
I think it's gonna be a really good figure. The tailoring looks really good. They updated the display base, or I guess if you buy the deluxe, you get an updated display base,
yeah,
and they changed the head sculpt in like a week.
a
They had
week.
a they had a new sculpt and it painted and
Yeah,
like they did a
they
photo shoot
shot
with
it.
it.
Yeah,
Dude, I mean that's someone really listening to the community. Like, hey, we need to give them a better product if this is what they're expecting.
yeah.
Uh, I think it's amazing. I don't think it's like 100% likeness, but I'd say like a good 80%, which is
That's good enough for me.
way better than a lot of head sculpts that we've gotten.
Yeah, imagine if Hatsu's mentality was just like that, because they actually respond to you. Like if you go to their Facebook page, they would respond to you. Like try emailing Hatsui, see what kind of response you're gonna get. Probably like an automated response that we'll get back to you at a later time, you know, sort of thing. But yeah, man, it just it sucks because I'm looking forward to Black Panther 2 because I really love Black Panther 1. So
Yeah,
uh,
I'm gonna have to give it another watch. I've only seen it in theaters.
in theaters, it's kind of I saw it in theaters at first. It was kind of long, so I'm not gonna lie to you. There were parts where kind of like bored, or
Yeah,
kind of like.
you
But
know what
watch it
it
at
was?
home.
It's the when I went to see it, I my friend's family got tickets like super last minute, and they're like, "Hey, we have an extra ticket. You want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" It was like I was like second row, like all the way to the right. So I was like looking up at the screen. So it's just like bummed out that I wasn't gonna get to enjoy the movie. And
Mhm.
then the hype of that movie was so high
It was high.
that I was like, "Oh, I don't feel like it lived up to the hype."
Hmm.
So like I don't know, the movie was just like ruined for me. Um,
You know what I think made it great though was the villain. Because I don't know if you noticed, like every time that the villain is just not this, bad guy who's just gonna destroy the world, it's the outcome is good. Kind of like with Dark Knight Joker. Joker's just not. He has an ideology.
mhm,
Thanos, as bad as he is, he has a plan. Which is to save the
yeah.
resources. Same with Killmonger. Killmonger is not. This bad dude. I mean, he is, but he just wants his race to thrive. So
Yeah, he's got a chip on his shoulder.
yeah, so I think that's what made the movie so good.
Yeah,
Anytime, kind of like with Ultron, the Ultron is just kind of like like the Age of Ultron. He has the looks, he has the voice, but like
yeah,
I don't know. I still like the movie, but it's not up there for me. You know.
yeah. I don't know if anybody else could have played Eric Killmonger to that level of what's the word? Like I don't know. He just like he brings that a certain like panache to that character. That's like this is one bad dude. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with this guy, and I don't want the hero to fuck with this guy because this guy's gonna fuck him up. And sure enough,
He
he
got fucked up.
does. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else could have pulled off Eric Killmonger the way
And
uh what's his
if you look
name?
at it, they kind of followed the Dark Knight Rises path there. Lifting him up, throwing him there. Like that's one thing with the hero. You gotta believe that he can be beaten. That's the
Yeah.
good thing. And he was beaten, kind of like Batman. His back was broken. We
Yeah.
kind of know that they're gonna come back at the end, but a foe that's like that's he put him in danger. He was actually the king for quite some time. So man,
Yeah, now you got me hyped to watch that movie.
dude, you gotta watch it. I mean, I don't know,
Go
dude.
ahead.
Killmonger is a good figure too. I mean, that's probably on
Dude,
the back burner, but it's a good figure.
Zach had the Killmonger for a while. Actually, I think he had all three.
Damn.
Killmonger, T'Challa, and T'Chaka. Those are such well done figures.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things for me is like I said, I usually only spend 250 on like rare occasions will I spend more. Like even on my episode 3 Obi-Wan, I didn't get the deluxe and I had sideshow points. So I
Mhm.
didn't spend the retail on him. I think the Shore Trooper, Tech Suit Spider-Man, there's really not a lot that I have spent retail on. Um, but both Black Panther figures were automatically like more expensive.
Mhm.
The secondary market on that figure was not kind to begin with. Like I could never find a good deal on one.
Yeah.
Um, so that's like another reason I don't own one, especially now. But those figures are so well done.
It's beautiful,
They're
man.
so cool. But
Hey, what up, Zach?
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
what up?
Thank you for having me here.
And I was trying to watch your because I know you guys did a stream earlier. It was
Yeah, we did a little bit of because when you do the main show, we only have people's attention for so long, and we're up against a lot of other great content producers. So Tuesday we'll probably spend some amount of time on Chadwick, but I really felt the gravity of the situation deserved a more
In depth.
concentrated and in-depth look at things. So, we talked for about 45 minutes, and then Tuesday we'll touch on it again. But yeah, I think our English correspondent Pete was really moved by what had happened, and they're off this week, so for him to be able to get some thoughts, today, I thought
Yeah.
that's why we
Yeah,
did it a
because
little earlier
he would have
today.
had to wait 2 weeks to say anything.
Yeah. So, I was listening in the car a little bit, so I need to catch up just a little bit, but I think Dean, you were talking about those figures being quite expensive, and yeah, I've owned both of the Chadwick figures. Both are really good. Um, I didn't own the second one that long, but my collection I mean, it's not limited in the sense I have a whole room, but the cabinets that I have, I do rotate figures quite a bit. So the Black Panther was only in my collection for a little bit, but fantastic figure. I mean, that's a really good figure. The Civil War one is a really, really. I honestly, having owned both, I think that's the better figure. I think the body is just more heroic, and it really matches his how good he looked in that film. The 11 head sculpt is a really good head sculpt. If you have been fortunate enough to have the Civil War, but you want a head sculpt, the 11 one is pretty decent. And the throne I've heard is pretty decent as well.
I think
But
Optical has it with him right there.
Yeah.
oh wow, there we go. Yeah, I've heard really good things about that. So, I mean, that movie this year. I mean, because I saw it after it had come out in Blu-ray. I didn't get to see it in theaters, unfortunately. But I didn't get it the first time. But I think given because my wife is black, and obviously I'm a part of their family, and seeing how important that movie was for her family and her brother and the people that she knows, I revisited it earlier this year, and I was really, I guess, in like a better frame of mind to understand the significance of that film. And I mean, I just think, we said it on our show earlier, but given what the black community is going through this year especially, I think that role really transcended just being like just another superhero film. And really, it really sucks, man. It really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Um,
That movie is more than just a superhero movie. It's even at that time. I wish it would have been shown now because I think it would be more fitting now.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of want this to continue on as I guess as soon as possible because it is an important part of I guess the pop culture in the superhero
mhm.
community as well to have diversity. Like Miles Morales is good. We're used to seeing a superhero at a certain mold, and then here comes Black Panther and Miles Morales, and we're slowly getting into that. And if it stops, I don't I think we're doing not just the superhero community a disservice, but you know we all know everyone gravitated to that movie. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad, man. He was a good dude. Um I would like to add a Black Panther to my collection. But I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you guys touched on it, but I I don't think the community took it as bad when Interbay announced they were re-releasing another
Kobe,
batch of Kobe's. I thought initially my gut feeling was like right when he passed, like no one should touch this as a figure at all. Like no company should announce a new run. But given how insane the secondary market became immediately after the news was confirmed, I thought it was a good on them to announce that and kind of tame the market a little bit. I think that Hot Toys should definitely do some sort of something for Chadwick. And I know with other people who have passed in the past, Bruce Lee, they have several Hot Toys of Bruce Lee, and there's one that they did of Bruce Lee with it's like a casual wear Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
where he's not in like a fighting type of look.
like he's sitting on a director chair or
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And I'm just trying to rack my mind on how they could do anything like this. I mean, of course, they could just release or re-release rather the was it the Infinity War or Endgame, the latest, or no, it's a Black Panther solo film.
Yeah.
So,
Repack it for either
repack it as an
War
Infinity War, or even to maintain some value, even just a casual wear, Chadwick Boseman, or I'd mentioned it earlier, I'm not sure if you guys saw the comment, but doing something a little different, sort of like the Stanley with the spacesuit, maybe doing something like a Jackie Robinson 42 Chadwick, or 21 Bridges, something that allows people to have a part of him in their collection. I think at some point, I think at some point we will probably see some sort of something being done, maybe even just as a con exclusive,
Zach, they can do
that
the
market.
they can re-release this to tame the market, like the solo film, and then release him. When his outfit, the black one, it's just like a regular suit where he sits on the throne, so he can actually sit on the throne this time because no one.
Yeah, because there's that third party one, but
it's not
was
that
not
good.
a Hot Toys quality. Yeah,
Right, something like that.
It's so bad.
Yeah, it is bad. It was bad. I was gonna buy it, just to make use of my head sculpt, but
yeah. No, I agree. I think that would be that's a great idea, Optical. I didn't even think of that, but
they can do a 2-pack DX version if they really want to capitalize on it, or just individually, just to tame the, just to put an end to this craziness on eBay. Once they announce it, kind of like Kobe, it'll die. Like
let's see. Erwin Torres in the chat said exactly what I said earlier. It's like, oh, I'll just wait for the new movie, but now this happens, and now Erwin doesn't get a chance. Like, I don't see them recasting this character.
I hope they don't.
And luckily for the story, the Black Panther is just a mantle that gets passed down.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to just pass the mantle on to another person. Now, this why, like writing the story as to why, is a little difficult. But yeah, it's just like, well, I'll just wait for the next version because there's something about this one I don't like, or the price isn't right. I'll just, and then you get blindsided with the unfortunate passing of this actor, and now you're not going to get that figure.
Yeah, I mean, I think with anything, I don't think that anyone should ever think that way, especially with things that haven't happened yet, because for example, if you're holding out for a Return of the Jedi Vader because you feel like that's the suit you like, I think for sure, like if it's a film that's already been completed, it's out there. But I know Erwin says I didn't like the suit from the first movie. It's not like the second suit is just automatically going to fit the aesthetics that you want. It could be in your opinion even worse than the first one, and then you're stuck trying to track down the first or the Civil War,
right?
And then of course none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. It's not like God forbid something happens to another actor.
Yeah, but people aren't thinking about that every day.
Yeah, but I would never not, like, if I just think that's a weird way to collect. And I think Mario mentioned it earlier, like if you continue, maybe it was on our chat or maybe it's on this one, but if you continue to wait for the perfect version that you want, like you might actually just not get it. Like just because a film comes out doesn't mean you're automatically going to get that character. For example,
That's fair.
you know,
But
we haven't seen to this point as of today. There's not an Infinity War or Endgame Black Panther, and there's a lot of characters that are in those films that don't have figures just because they're in those films.
yeah.
So I just feel like if I don't know, I'm not the one
If
to
you-
wait. I mean, you know me, Dean. Like if Hot Toys is making a Miles Morales for the first film, I'm gonna buy that figure. I'm not gonna wait for a potential Spider-Verse 2 Hot Toys. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
but I don't. I'm not patient. I also bought 2 of the third party, so it's like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I guess
I
that's
mean,
just how I see it. I don't
I
really have
could-
the patience to continue to wait.
I can understand that logic, but at the same time, it's like, hey, if I don't like the design, I don't have to buy this. So I'll just wait and see if it gets better. I mean, you don't have to buy something you don't want.
That is fair, but it's also like we talked about earlier, Dean. Like that's fair, but it's also you can also complain if something like this happens and now you got to overpay.
True.
Because if you love the character that much, like Zach, you would buy it. You know, like regardless if you don't like
for
the look
sure.
or not. Because like back then I learned like from there was an entire I bought the first Doctor Strange, and a lot of people passed on the first one. So on when they announced Infinity War, they saw Doctor Strange there, and he looks exactly the same as he was in the first movie. So people panic. It was like, oh man, they're not gonna release a Doctor Strange. He's not dead, but they think that they're not gonna make a new figure. So Doctor Strange went up to like $800. So people were buying them, and then long and behold, Hot Toys, smelled it, and they released their own Doctor Strange.
I definitely see them stepping in soon and saying, "Hey, we're just gonna repackage it for Infinity War, whatever."
Yeah.
Or even Endgame, because technically it's the same suit in all 3 of those movies.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've seen Hot Toys step in a few times when the prices are getting stupid.
Oh yeah, 47.
Yeah, they're like, guys, like, chill the fuck out.
Because Doctor Strange was pretty expensive before they announced the
Exactly.
Infinity War.
but also Star-Lord.
Yeah,
Yep.
Star-Lord's price was crazy.
And it was crazy because
Stan Lee.
specifically in those cases, I remember there was an interview at ACGHK, I think it was in 2018, but don't quote me on it, with Howard Chan, and he said that they were not going to release, and that's what made the market really crazy, is because they said like any character whose suit is pretty similar, we're not going to make another version of it. And then that shot Doctor Strange and Star-Lord up quite a bit, and then they ended up doing it because the market had just gone too crazy. And I don't think that's a case of Hot Toys misleading anyone. I just genuinely think that they had to tamp down that market.
Yeah, it seems like they're like, hey, you guys are ripping people off. I don't know, maybe they're looking out for the little guy. I have no idea what their motives are, but I really feel like they're gonna step in here in the next week or two and announce this figure, like make sure it's okay with maybe his estate. Like, can we release this figure? Pete said it'd be nice if they donated some of the money.
I mean, I think that's a noble gesture, but I think I wouldn't fault them if they didn't. I think I mean, Hot Toys is a company. Like I've only known, again, I said this on our stream earlier, but I've only known one time where they've donated to profits from a figure, but it was a special release artisan product. It was a limited Don Corleone set that they made.
That's the one. 10. I forgot what it was.
And it was for the tsunami relief. So I mean, even just them being able to cool down the market, I think would be great. I mean, and obviously the icing on the top would be donating to I mean, this sounds bad, but I don't know if there's like one big colon cancer foundation. I know with like breast cancer, we donated to Susan G. Komen. I really don't know, but I think that would be a very noble gesture. But even just re-releasing some form of Chadwick, I think would be great.
You're right.
Yeah, like Austin said, like that outfit where he was sitting on the throne, that's they released that, price it for like $220. I think people would buy it. Even if they don't, like Zach says, it's gonna calm down the market, and then re-release. Where's the like if they want to calm this down, they're gonna do the Enter Bay route, like I said earlier. Just announce they're gonna like what they could do is they can repackage this figure, make it end game, make the face blurry, kind of like license for approval or something, and then improve the head sculpt. And I think people are gonna be happy.
Or which is also a huge possibility, which we saw with Stan Lee, a third party company is going to come in and make it. If they see the market, when the Stan Lee passed away and the Hot Toys figure skyrocketed. Zach, remind me, who was the company that did the one?
Woo Toys.
Woo Toys. They did a Stan Lee, like almost. I think, in fact, they cast the sculpt. They recast the sculpt from Hot Toys. I think it's entirely possible a third party company comes in and does this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I don't think you should support that. I didn't support the Stan Lee one. I was like, Stan Lee's estate's not going to get the money. Not that they deserved it. That's another. They treated
him towards the end.
Yeah, that's another conversation for another time. But it's also, like no part of the money that they're making is going to go to his family or whatever. But if there's a market for something, a third party company is going to come in and do it. So I would not be shocked to see a third party figure come up soon.
What almost reminds me, and again, not to divert the conversation a little bit, but the actress that plays Mulan in the live action film, she's got into a little bit of controversy with some pro-police statements during the Hong Kong riots, and that really pissed a lot of people off. She's also, been involved in some other smaller ones, but I saw a thread yesterday where someone was saying like it would be a no-brainer for Hot Toys to make this. It's an Asian actress. It's a Disney movie. It's a live action. You got, essentially three things that they really would go for, but there's always the politics surrounding making a character of a person, and in that case, we haven't seen any indication that Hot Toys will go that route. And this morning, there was a third-party company that put up I didn't find a price on it just yet, but they had some first looks at a third-party Mulan from the live action.
Oh, wow.
With the armor and everything. So whether or not that will, whether or not that's a real thing, like it's going to actually come out, I don't really know. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up real quick. But, I mean, there's always, like Dean's right, there's always that demand, and sooner or later, some entity, either Hot Toys or otherwise, is going to fill that niche,
I hope whoever does this third party is not the same third party who did the original.
Yeah, don't buy that one.
The
That one's
outfit
awful.
for Chadwick Boseman. So
yeah,
don't do that.
Optic, I'm gonna share my screen if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know we're not really talking about Mulan here, but I thought it was kind of a neat thing. But this was the Mulan that they showed today.
Ooh.
It's by ZOY:006 6-scale figure.
It looks like a cool figure.
Pretty catchy name.
Well, I'm sorry. The colon is just.
Oh, okay.
It's a. Yeah, ZOY:006 Mulan. It looks cool. I mean, if the movie's good, I might buy it. But
I don't think it looks tremendously like the actress, but
well, I mean,
you don't really have a choice right now, so
yeah. I mean, that's the only.
No, you could hit up Watto Scrap.
Yeah, there you go. Hit up our friends over at Watto's Scrapyard.
Even
oh, cool, yeah.
Dean, Zach, do you guys have like a limit for third party? Like you would only pay up to this much?
I think it really depends on the.
Depends on how fucking cool it is.
It depends. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the quality. I mean, there's third party stuff because I mean, in reality, I don't know if everyone thinks this way, but I mean, you have some fantastic companies like Watto Scrapyard that are putting out third party stuff, jazzing dioramas. I mean, they do brand themselves as being like a made per the customer. But I mean, those are not first party items. So, by nature, they're third party items. And I mean, there's some fantastic stuff by Jazz Inc. The Falcon cockpit's $1,000. I mean, you're getting a fucking huge thing, but it's an expensive item. The Young Rich and the K. Those are closer to my top end for third party. I think K was 180 and Miles was 190. But I mean, I've never not bought a third party because it was there's never been a third party that I really wanted that I didn't buy.
Mhm.
Because you get third party companies making stuff that by this point you don't think Hot Toys is going to make. For example, K. I don't think any licensed company would have touched Blade Runner 2049 because it didn't do as well as, it seems like Hot Toys has a standard. Remember they were going to make Valerian figures and that movie didn't do that well and they canned them. Sideshow was going to make Sideshow was going to make a Deckard from the original Blade Runner. They canned that one. I just don't think anyone was ever going to make the 2049.
How are they going to make Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China and not make a Deckard?
Well, I think anytime you want to make something, there's two things at play, how bad do you want to make it, and is the license attainable? I've heard from a lot of people the Blade Runner license, specifically for the older film, is very hard to get. That's why we've never seen a 6-scale figure. But when I pre-ordered the Young Rich Miles at that time, it was about 6 months until Hot Toys announced that they were going to do it. So, I felt very good going into that order that this was going to be the only way we could get a Miles. Obviously, now that's not the case, but I think that those figures are so good that even now, I think they can still fit into a collection with the Hot Toys.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of
I don't know if I have a high end.
Yeah, that's because the reason I'm asking. There's a Gladiator that's about to come out now, which I really like.
Oh,
it looks good.
About the other day.
It looks good.
Yeah, but it's almost a Hot Toys price. It's $275. Granting in China, you don't have to pay. Expensive. You don't have to pay taxes and shipping is free. So you're paying $275 for the figure. But that's Hot Toys category right there. So now you're torn. I was like, are you going to buy a character that you actually do like? What I do like, or just buy a Hot Toys figure that I kind of like? You know what I mean?
It just kind of goes to how much do you like that character?
Right.
My favorite character of all time is Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. I'll spend just about whatever I have to get a figure of Cloud. Mm-hmm. There's a few companies that announced the 6-scale version, I guess, coming out soon.
Yeah, some third party I saw.
Yeah. Now those are just kits, so you supply your own Fison body.
Okay.
So those are usually $100, and then the body is $80, so $180.
All right, Dean. So I'm assuming Final Fantasy VII is one of your favorite games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Number one favorite game. Yeah.
Help me out, man. I'm trying to play that remake.
Dude, how long do you have?
I was about to say that. How much time you got?
Help me get. The last Final Fantasy I finished was 8 or 10. Was that the one where they're playing soccer? It was on PlayStation 2 or something?
Yeah, Final Fantasy 10. Yeah.
10. All right. So I played Final Fantasy. I platinum a couple of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just got older. Man, I can't get over this Final Fantasy 7 anymore. The high fives and the thumbs up and,
I don't know where that came from. That's not in the original game.
Yeah, it was that now. When you play the remake, the one on PlayStation 4 right now.
Yeah.
So they're riding the bus, and I don't know. Maybe I played a lot of Red Dead Redemption or some of the games that are kind of realistic or so. So they're riding the bus with a guy with a gun on his hand, right?
Yeah.
All the other people are wearing suits, and then Cloud comes in with a big ass sword on his back, and they're
no one bats an eye.
No, and they're I think there's there's a commotion going outside or some rebels. So it's the guy just came in, just have a gun in his hand.
Yeah.
So, what the? Didn't you see him?
Yeah, and I mean in the original game, I guess it's easier to get away with it because everybody's just little sprites.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's supposed to be like a real gritty underground kind of like people just walk around and look like that all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the remake, like they really stand out. I don't know.
But is it gonna get, because I'm on like chapter 14 or 15 now, so I'm pretty
Oh.
far off the game.
I mean, if you haven't played the original one,
I did not.
I I think you're really gonna like it.
Okay.
There are like several hour stretches of the game that are so beautiful. And it's
Mhm.
like, this is what I've been waiting for. This is how this game should be enjoyed. And then there's a whole bunch of bullshit. But if you don't have the lens of the original covering your
Uh-huh.
eyes, I think you could enjoy the game and be like, man, this is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but
Mhm.
I will say that it's not technically a remake.
Oh, it's not.
It's
Okay.
called a remake because they're remaking the timeline. This is like
Mhm.
an alternate universe, if you will.
Okay.
It's not technically a remake of the game, it's a remake of the story, which
Okay.
I think it's like, well, why did you brand it this way? Had I gone in knowing what they were going to do, I would have been a little more open. But I mean, dude, I fucking I could go
Because
on
because
and on and
I
on.
got 3 friends who swears by it that made me buy this game, right? So
It's
I'm open.
dude.
I'm
I
open
had
minded when it comes to games. I'll play anything. So
I had so much fun playing that game. I didn't want to put it down. That being said, I definitely have my issues with it.
I'll try to play it again. Like I put it down for a little bit, just picked up another game. When they started like doing this all the time, it's just like I can only take so many thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't, dude. It's such a weird. It's the guy, the director of the game, Tetsuya Nomura. He
Mhm.
does a lot of. He's the one that was in charge of Kingdom Hearts. Did you ever
Okay,
play that?
I did. Yeah, PlayStation
Yeah,
2 though. Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing. Like, yeah, like
and
it's just
and
like
it's an
very like anime weeaboo kind of like why?
and it's kind of like an open world, but not really. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like it's like there's like
huge maps. Yeah,
huge maps, and then I feel like I'm back. I understand it's a remake, but we got a whole new graphics. It's not like we took the previous game and just enhanced the polygons or something. It's
yeah.
new game.
So it's a completely new game. I will say, I think the story took me about 21 hours. Uh, and I would say like not really taking my time, but not like speed through. About 21 hours, 22 maybe.
God damn.
Um, I will say maybe that chunk of the story where this game ends and finishes is like 5 hours in the original game.
Okay.
So they add in 20 or 15 hours of a whole lot of nothing. That's like, why did I have to do any of this? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, it's cool because it definitely expands on some of the older characters.
Oh, on the original, did he dress up as a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
I
Okay.
will say that in this version, it's way funnier.
Okay.
They did it like so well in the remake. It's really
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, it's hilarious, dude. That whole stretch of the game where you run into Eris, the girl in the pink,
Yeah. Yeah.
to um how far are you? What?
Is it? I kind of far. So we fought that guy in the helicopter. Is that kind of far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the plate
We
fall?
finished the ghost thing. There's like ghost
Okay,
kids. Yeah.
dude, that whole stretch of the game is fucking gold, dude.
Mhm.
Like so good. 65 hours.
Damn.
So I think this is easily going to be like a 3-part, 4-part game. If that's how long they did the opening 5 hours, I think you're going to love it. It's a great game.
Zach, did you play that game, or have you played that?
I
Game?
played Kingdom Hearts.
Mhm.
But I didn't play Final Fantasy. And actually, I got a Kingdom Hearts figure today. It's so
Hey.
good. I want to do a review on it. It's ridiculously good.
The articulation looks really nice.
Dude, I'm fucking rockers on this. Look at the rocker, dude.
Wow.
Looked like my ankle when I fucking fell outside the other day. Real quick, shout out to Renaissance in the chat. Just sub to our YouTube channel. Dude, shoot me a price. I'll think about it. Really nice figure, dude. I don't understand how this dude on Mercari made any money. Ship me a big ass box with 2 figures for $10, $11.
Dude, I love Mercari. Optical, have you ever used it?
Oh,
I mean, you're only what, 6 scale collecting?
mostly. Yeah.
See, I collect a lot of other lines.
However, I was on the hunt. I don't know if you guys remember this figure. It's an older one, 2017 Magtan. It's from Toys Era. It's like the Magneto from
the Magtan
2.0. Dude, I searched on eBay.
I want that figure so bad. I think it's the first version though.
Oh, there's a 1.0. There's 2.0.
Well, there's 3 of them because there's the 2 Fassbender ones and then the Ian McKellen version. So which one are you looking for?
I look for the Fassbender one where his outfit is the one in Apocalypse.
Is that the one where he comes with the diorama where he can fly and all the metal?
Yeah, I didn't know it has purse. It has purse,
that's the
like he
second
can move his
version.
eyes. So I got deep into X-Men lately because of my contact from 1/6 Corner. So I bought all the X-Men.
I don't want to watch those movies because I don't want to buy those figures. Like I just know 100% it's not going to be a good thing for me.
Dude, hit up. Optical. I don't know if you know who this is, but there's a guy in our group, Rick Solars.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he has a Magneto.
Oh no, I bought it.
Oh, you already got
one.
Okay.
But I had to go. Well, I didn't go, but I gotta contact my peeps from the Philippines because even if you find it on eBay, Mercari, nothing. You type in Magtan 2.0. You know, I was willing to spend $300 on it.
God damn.
Nothing. So I was just like, I called my cousin. I was like, hey, I need Magtan 2.0, and he was just like, all right, because back home, they don't want to spend like $200 on a figure.
Yeah.
So I got one for like, because we use pesos in the Philippines, so I got it for like 87,500 pesos, which is like $130 US.
Nice.
So I was just like, dude, DHL that shit, bring it over here. And then what's his name? PJ was looking for a is it called Dewback or something from Sideshow, where they were like in Star Wars. Apparently that's like $3,000 nowadays.
Yeah, they're
here.
They're
so
huge.
I told my cousin, dude, if you find one, get it. I don't know how much it's gonna be for, but if it's $3,000 here, we can probably sell it for half, and somebody's gonna buy it right away.
Yeah.
So, dude, you'll find like things in some weird ass places that they don't care. Like Magtan, he just posted it. Like we got one right away, and that figure is just so rare. I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's a smaller company. I don't think they made that many of them.
Yeah, and that's what, like I said, Zach helped me find that figure I was looking for, that Drive figure. Because I was like, no one knows this fucking movie. Like, really, in the grand scheme of things. The character doesn't even have a name.
He does.
It's from like 2011, I think.
He does have a name, remember?
Is that the one where he beat somebody with a hammer or something?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Don't Zach, I hate you. I was trying to explain what the figure was, and he was like, "Oh, Baby Driver." I was like, "No."
I wasn't trolling. I didn't know.
You're a liar.
Why would I lie about that? That's such a weird thing to lie about.
Troll.
He drives.
That's not a bad movie, right? The
Baby Driver's
really
kind of cool.
Yeah, that's not a bad. Jamie
in
Foxx
Drive, he drives a taxi, right? He's the taxi driver.
No,
I'm just kidding. I just want to piss you off. Real quick, if anyone wants to buy a TLJ Kylo Ren, holla at your boy. Got one for sale. Just put it out there for anyone watching.
Dude,
he's going for a lot of money right now, right? That TLJ.
Yeah, it's going for a lot of money right now.
Yeah, so I looked everywhere, high and low, on Facebook. I put out like want to buys.
In fact, Dean scoffed at the notion, ladies and gentlemen. Scoffed. He literally scoffed.
Yeah, he was like, "Why don't you ask our listeners?" And I was like,
dude, literally, you hear that noise? That's a scoff right there. He scoffed at the notion.
Because I was like, nobody knows like what figure this is. Like, whenever I post it, people are like, "Oh, that's a thing." And I'm like, "Yeah." So I was like, "What are the chances?" And then, like, dude, sure enough,
like minutes after the episode aired.
Yeah, one of our listeners like, "Hey man, I have it. I'll email you." And so
you said you got it for $80, right?
Yeah, and then shipping. So
it's like 100. They'd say 120 or something. Damn.
And yeah, it's just like, Dude, it's so frustrating trying to track down old, especially third-party figures.
Yeah, Eddie, if you want it and you're local, just let me know. Hook you
Oh,
up
yeah,
with
Eddie
a
is
better
local.
price.
Dude, bring a Whataburger.
Yeah, dude, bring me and Victoria Waterburger and the
Yeah,
baby.
bring him Victoria Whataburger, then drive to my house. Bring me a triple, and then Zach will give you the
Dude,
discount.
yeah, I'll give you a good deal. If you're serious, Eddie, hit me up.
Hey, Danny wants a discount too, man.
What discount? I just went to pee. He messed up. Danny
That's
Lee, you
hilarious.
sweet angel. Look, Danny Lee sent me this, dude. Out of the goodness of his heart. That's from Robotech.
Nice.
That's a 6-scale statue of
Ah,
Lisa.
damn, Danny.
He was like, "Hey, I have this in my collection. I know you were looking for it. You want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, how much you want?" He's like, "Just give me your address." I was like, "Wow, what
What
a
a
sweet
guy.
angel." It's for my birthday, which was months away or earlier, depending on how you look at it. What a good guy. Danny Lee is a sweetheart.
Optical, are you a Dragon Ball Z fan?
No, and I'm Asian too, so that's kind of like a crime here.
I kind of assumed,
Yeah.
but no, I'm just kidding.
You're in Chicago, are you?
It's like a crime in Asia that if
Yeah,
you're
right. How have you been, Optical? How's your channel been?
Oh, it's steady, man. You get some subscribers here and there. The view count, you know what? Like I heard it on Knickknack, and it might be true that if you are doing live stream, I don't know how true it is. You know, like I heard it from. Do you guys listen to Knickknack's toy
Mm-mm.
something? So he said that if you're doing live stream, that it's actually bad for your channel because the algorithm doesn't like long videos.
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah, there's like a watch time that's like 10 to 12 minutes or something that's like optimal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
could
don't
look-
really subscribe to that. I mean, it's probably true, but I mean, at the
But
end of the
that's for,
day,
like-
we got to do our show. So
Right.
But that's also to like that's like if you're just trying to give like quick views. Like, watch me eat this soap. Oh, it's crazy, guys. But if you're
Yeah.
like trying to engage your audience, you're not going to do that in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit here and talk to you for 2 hours with the chat going than make a clickbait video that gets, I mean, sure, clickbait videos, probably make millions of dollars, but like, is that like, do you want to put that kind of content out? I don't.
Oh no! I agree. But the thing is that where I'm going is that it's kind of like when you do that, I think it pushes you back to the recommended channels instead of being in front. Like when somebody search, for example, review of whatever.
Oh,
So
okay.
because the recommend, I don't know if that's true or not, but
So if you did like a live unboxing and review, it would put you behind, let's just say.
maybe I
uh,
again I don't know if that's correct or not, but who cares at this point? It's kind of like whatever. I'm not gonna stress out on that. But I don't know, like maybe that's why, because I had a really good streak this past few months. Like I think I went 10,000 on March, and I'm already like on my way to 12. But it kind of like it kind of like slowed down, like really after and maybe it's the COVID. That's why I like I zoom past it. Then now that people are actually out now, so maybe they're not watching as much. I don't know.
I don't know. We need some subscribers though. We just hit 500 last week.
I know we're trying to make you 1,000. We need to get you to 1,000.
I know. I
guys.
want to be 1,000, dude. That'd be dope. Get my play
Good.
button from Google.
A pin. I'll give you a pin.
Fuck you, Optical. Fucking pin. Do you know if we're gonna be able to get ours printed though?
Yeah, just you gotta remind me because
I'm reminding you now.
I can only get to that printer like 4 days a week. So,
dude, when are you guys gonna do live? Is it like calming down now in San Antonio, like the COVID?
Oh, what do you mean,
situation?
like in person?
Yeah, in person. Like
yeah, I think
Probably not for a
they
while.
pushed us back to like moderate, but yeah, I still don't have a car, so hopefully in like 2 weeks I'll have my old car back, but we'll see. But yeah, it's I don't know if we probably won't go back to being live until what, January?
Probably next year. Yeah.
damn.
It's also super nice
but
to
it's
just jump on the computer and do it,
well, because for me, like there's more prep that's involved. Like I have to set up everything, and I mean that takes like 30 minutes, but then also tearing it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the show's over, I just leave. I'm like, see you, guy.
Yeah, but for me, it's like I have to tear it down, edit, promote. Like it's a process, and
Zach is
some
a
of
fucking champion, guys. I give Zach a ton of shit. I mean,
that's true.
it's no secret. But I will be the first person to always sing his praises about how much work he puts into the show.
It's a nightmare. Yeah, it's hard. So I mean, with this, it's a little bit easier, but not only that. I mean, it is safer. So it's easier
True.
and it's technically safer. So I mean, you know,
Yeah, man. We gotta get you some sweet super chats. I think you get that on 1,000, right? Like on 1,000.
yeah, that's what I really want to hit 1,000. I want that super chat.
What's a super chat? What does that do?
People can it's just like a more advanced chat, and like people can donate money to have a comment featured on the chat. And I mean, I think it's just a cool thing,
Nice.
to have that
Yeah,
extra
I
people.
want to get us going on Twitch too.
Yeah. Do you guys have Twitch? Because
Yeah,
dude, Twitch
we have
is
Twitch.
it's a difficult platform. I mean, for me at least.
Well,
To
see, with your StreamYard, you could stream directly to Twitch.
No, he has
yeah,
to upgrade to the next
yeah,
plan.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know which one he.
Is there audience on Twitch though for us? Or
We get like 2 or 3 people
Yeah, they
watching,
have
but we just
podcast-
started like a week ago.
oh, okay.
But they have a podcasting like section or just chatting.
I kind of gave up. Like I used to do Twitch a lot, but for video games though, not like this. I play video games and just in there you need to 50 followers, I think, and I got up to like 25 or something. Dude, I got 25 and I just plateaued and just kind of just stopped.
I remember you told us that actually.
Yeah. Well, I'm building a PC because I want to offer like other content. And I work from home, and so it's very easy for me to be like, hey, I'm gonna jump on Call of Duty for a few hours if you guys aren't doing anything. I want to like chat with me in the stream or whatever and just like go from there.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, and then I was planning on that for a while because I was like, well, hey, if we already have an audience and that might be something they're into. And then like a week later, StreamYard unveiled that we could stream to Twitch now, and I was like, hell yeah. So we made a Twitch channel.
Because I used to do like the Streamlabs OBS. That has so much more features. Like if somebody follows you, like it's more complicated than StreamYard. But I think it's made for Twitch because if somebody gives you bits and all that stuff, like there's like a sound. It's a whole new different platform, and I tried it because I'm actually pretty good at Call of Duty. Like I'm pretty hardcore in Call of Duty. So
nice. What do you play on? Or I guess it doesn't matter because we could just play it.
Oh yeah, it's but I play on PS4 because I don't my PC's crap.
Dude, I'm gonna send you my username.
Cool. You got a PS4 though, right?
Yeah.
Dude, like my controller is the one who has buttons on the back.
Oh,
the scuff ones. So
yeah, dude, those are expensive. You're a real gamer.
Dude, like I'm pretty competitive when it's Call of Duty.
Where are you? Here you are. Yeah, me and my friends play almost every night.
Are you guys getting the Auk figure? Erwin's asking.
I really want it, but I think the bigger part of that is to get the Spider-Man to go with it.
Oh, the Doc Ock.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, unless you already have the Hot Toys Toby Spider, but even then, that's not a super great figure in terms of the ankles.
It's all right. It's not fantastic, but it's
I would be interested to see if they do their own.
I would say though for the Auk figure, as long as you have a Spider-Man, we have no villains anyway for Spider-Man outside of Electro. Electro, which no one has. And
Jazz Inc. is making the Vulture.
Yeah, but how much is that going to be for?
$500?
Damn.
Dude, it's not bad. A whole tailored outfit and the huge wings, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if I can display that because I sold my Falcon because of those huge wings. Like just don't know where to put them. So yeah.
Eddie,
you can play cross-platform. It doesn't matter if you have
cross-platform you can play with anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
You can play with I don't like playing cross-platform because PC players always cheat. Dude, every time I'm in a lobby with PC players, cheaters, man.
Do you play Warzone, Dean? Yeah. How many times have you beat it?
Solo? None. I don't play solo. I only play with friends.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably have like 10 wins.
That's not bad.
I don't. Dude, some people are like, "Oh, I have like 200-300 wins." I'm like, "Ow! How do you have that many wins?"
So you still play Call of Duty up to now, or?
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you unlock all the camos?
No.
I'm like so close to Damascus. It's just it's crazy. I think I'm just lacking, the shield or something.
No,
I stopped.
I don't. That's too much for me, man. The only weapon I have gold on is my 357, because that's the gun I rock in real life.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna gold out my 357. So, that took me hours, dude. Like, like 8 or 9 hours.
It's insane, man.
All I did was shipment, or what is it? Shoot house.
Yeah.
Or shoot the ship. Shipment and shoot house.
Shoot house, yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Just those 2 maps for 8 hours. It's like hip fire.
Can you feel your legs afterwards?
Yeah. The hardest one was long range with a pistol.
Yeah.
That's just annoying, dude. But you just put a scope on it. And, oh man, that took forever. I would say like the last 2 hours was just doing that. Everything else I did pretty quickly.
That is insane, man. I don't know what.
Yeah, dude, getting all the camos and that's hard. I don't have the patience or the skill. I
don't know. I'm crazy like that. Like even because I'm a PlayStation guy. Like I get like maybe like 65, 70 platinums. So I'm one of those who just.
Oh, you're like a completionist.
I'm like, I'm obsessing on, like, let's say Assassin's Creed. I finished all of them from 1 to 3, like platinum. So.
Jeez, dude. Yeah, my best friend. He lives next door. He like. What the hell was that? He like prides himself on getting platinums.
It's the worthless thing on earth. Like it's a digital trophy that you can't even display. So, and no one cares.
Sure
no one cares.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I have like 14. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for that.
Every time that I venture, hey man, I got like 70 platinums, and they were like, for what? Never mind. Forget I mentioned that.
I have
and
4.
Ben.
3 of them are Lego. That's hilarious.
Hey, you know what's easy platinums? Those Walking Dead games, the Telltale games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The I forgot the name, but yeah, they're like story based. I kind of like those too.
Dude, have you ever played Until Dawn?
Yep, same one. Yes, from the same company.
That's a good fucking game.
Oh, hold on, Until Dawn. No, that's the story, the horror story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I played that. Yeah, they're not Telltale, but yeah, I love those kind of games. Even Detroit. You play Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit Become Human.
Become Human.
Yeah,
a pretty solid game too. Yeah.
Zach's not a big gamer.
I'm like totally tuning out.
I made him download Call of Duty, but
do you play that at all, Zach?
I don't have time, dude. I got fucking spin all day in front of the computer over the show, and then I get off and I have to be a dad to go to work.
Dude, you gotta unwind sometimes, man. I got 3 kids.
Look, man, this is where I unwind. I got all my shit on this chair, but I sit on this chair and I relax and I enjoy the collection.
True.
Dude, I'm enjoying this figure today, dude.
Which one? Oh, yeah. So that's why I asked you if you like Dragon Balls. We could talk about it. But dude, that figure's dope.
This is honestly, I put it on my Instagram, a no cut corners figure.
Like you can. Like you literally couldn't half-ass anything about that figure.
Yeah, it's
huge.
It's really amazing, dude. Yeah, it's huge, crouched down, much less stood straight up. Yeah, it's fucking cool. This is like a dream come true figure that like I've wanted since I was a kid.
I'm gonna nominate this for non-scaled figure of the year.
Easy.
Or I guess like non-traditional scale.
Yeah,
it's so good. Optical, will you be a part of our Collecting Weekly Awards this year, please?
Will. Of course.
We need your help plugging it. We'd love your help on the live stream as well. Be fucking dope.
Hey,
Oh
send me.
man, dude! Whenever we could do them in person again, it's so much fun when we do it in person.
Are you guys doing the awards kind of like with The Office? Like, what do you call the awards?
Yeah, we
Done
do.
deal?
No, we actually do. It's pretty. Here, let me see if I can pull it up from last year, and I'll share my screen just so I can show you. So the way we do it, Optical, is in November we'll put up nominations for several different categories, and we have anyone that wants to can vote, right? And at the end of November, Dean and I and the rest of the team will sit down, and there'll be some figures that just like for sure are going to make it. Like if a figure's nominated like 7 times out of 50, like that says something right there, right?
Yeah.
And then there'll be some figures that it's like, hey, we've gone through and picked 4 figures that had a lot of votes. Now we're down to figures that just have 1 or 2 votes each. Let's pick the 5th figure. And then we have 5 figures, and then we put it out to vote. Anyone can vote. 1 vote per category. And then we tally the results, and it's just like the Oscars. And we have several different categories. Let me see if I can share this real quick.
But you guys have no do you guys have like has to meet like a certain criteria?
So if you wouldn't mind sharing my screen for me, the main criteria is that it has to be released from December of last year to November of this year. And so here we go. The figures represented here as finalists are nominated by our hosts and our listeners following a month-long nomination period. 5 finalists were chosen for each category based on the frequency of their nominations. The finalists were voted on by our listeners and hosts, with the figure who received the most votes winning the category. So we did, we're plugging our friends there at Scavengers. But for example, most improved company, and we had like graphics for every nominee, which took quite a bit of time. And then we had we were in person last year, thank God, but we were able to nominate a winner based on who won. And it's just a fun thing that we do. I think there's like 6 or 7 categories, and this year it was the 3rd year doing it. We're gonna invite a bunch of other creators if they want to be a part of it. I think it could be a fun stream.
It's really fun in person because we like get there early and we like eat and hang out and have fun. And then this is really fun too, but being in person is so different,
Yeah, last year we had little envelopes that we opened up. It was like it was literally like the Oscars. Like you get handed an envelope and you open it and you read the winner. And none of them know the winner. Only I knew because I had to make the envelopes. But no one has an indication. It's like you vote, but you don't see the results.
You're not gonna do a Steve Harvey, huh? You're just gonna announce.
Well, it's funny because for the graphics, like we made little cards, and I had to like make sure we didn't like fuck it up, like putting all the right envelopes with the right we actually did it really good because like the card will say like best company or whatever, and then we'd put that in an envelope, and then I would seal that envelope with a sticker that said best company, and then on the front it also put the same. So there was like 3 layers of checks and balances.
Who announces it though? Do you or somebody else?
We gave everyone a card.
Okay.
Yeah,
you should like mess with someone, like figure of the year or something. Make it Chewbacca. Just to throw them off.
There was how many microphones did we have? 4?
Well, we had 3 last year because remember we only had 3 at that point.
We had 3 microphones, but there was like 8 of us there, so
we were swapping.
We were taking turns. Like, oh, I've been here for 2 figures. You jump on.
But this year, since we're doing it remotely, we can have 10 speakers, so it won't be, it won't be a problem to do that. But if you'd like to be a part of it, I'd be.
I definitely will. When are you guys going to do it? Let me know.
Nominations are going to go up November 1st, and then voting is going to start December 1st, and voting is going to end probably around the 2nd week of December. I would say tentatively we want to do the awards. So we're in August, so we're almost there already, which is fucking mind blowing. I would say tentatively we will do the awards December 15th. Last year we did it December 12th. So
I'm in.
It's gonna be fun, dude. It's like a 2-3 hour stream. It's the pinnacle of what a toy can win.
Yeah.
It's just the Oscars of toys. It's bigger than the Oscars. It's like the Oscars and the Grammys. I think it would be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun, to be honest.
Dude, definitely. I'm in.
But yeah, that's our big thing we do every year, and it's a
Yep.
lot of fun. We did March Madness. We used to do March Madness, but this year not a lot of people were excited about it, so I don't think we're gonna do it next year. But
Like a bracket for like toys, or
yeah, we did a bracket 2 years in a row.
is it like random toys, or just like you got a
No,
category
for
or
hot
something?
toy, for hot.
Oh, for hot toys.
So last year we did it for every Hot Toys ever made. We narrowed it down to 180.
Damn.
It took a long time.
Who
And
won?
the winner, DX Joker, the Heath Ledger
Oh.
versus Hulkbuster was the finals.
That's kind of unfair because Hulkbuster is like
I thought it was
1100.
unfair. I thought it was unfair, but in the end, Hulkbuster got beaten.
Yeah, there
But
was
then this year we picked 64 figures of any company that was released last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I
6
think
scale figures.
6 scale figure.
Okay.
I don't remember who won this year. It was so boring that I was
Wasn't
like,
Darth Maul? Or no,
Yes,
I was
it was
stoked
Mark
that it-
7, I think it was.
Yeah, I was so stoked that it wasn't Darth Maul because Darth Maul won last year's
Figure of the year.
figure of the year, but the
he
March
did?
Madness was
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah. Darth Maul won figure of the year for
And
last
6
year
scale figure of the year.
and 6 scale figure of the year.
Really?
The Joker won like best Hot Toys ever, or yeah,
The
And then
DX11.
Madness.
and then March Madness I believe was the Mark 7 because I was
This
like,
year.
yeah, I finally own one.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Darth Maul, but I don't know if it's figure of the year. I mean, I
Well,
gotta
for
look
that
back.
year.
I gotta look
For-
back
for
which one
that-
released that year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was for
I thought there
December of
was-
2018 to November of 2019.
I'm a little biased because I cannot stand Darth Maul.
In fact, let me go back.
so
let me
many
go-
figures I thought were better than Darth Maul, but it's like that's what people voted on.
I mean, I
Like,
like the figure too. I don't know if he was the one who came out.
Can you share
the
that
best
again?
Yeah, the best that year. Yeah, I mean, I gotta look at whoever came out that year.
So best 1/6 scale. This is what our nominations. So we don't really pick, right? It's just based on
Yeah.
who. So Advanced Suit Spider-Man,
Okay, that's a good contender.
Darth Maul,
Hmm.
Iron Man Mark 7, Thanos, Scarlet Spider, and the winner was Darth Maul.
Oh
I don't know
wow.
why someone showing the ass of the toy to the screen.
That was
I
me.
don't know why, but
I had something to do with it. Oh, I think I was like, this figure is ass.
and then figure of the
Uh,
year: Darth Maul, quarter scale Darth Vader, Bumblebee DLX, Mark 7, and then Scarlet Spider, and then Darth Maul won that as well.
Damn
But it was
that. Wow, he bought he won 2 categories.
Yeah, but you know what was surprising, dude? So check this out right here. No, not that. It's not surprising. Is this it right here? No, that's not it. So the figure that really swept the awards was
Dude.
the Hasbro Mandalorian, because best 1/12 we had Mezco
Mhm.
Punisher, we had Figure Arts Roshi, Gomez Stealth Ops, then it was Mandalorian, and the T-800 by Great Twins.
Mhm.
And the Mandalorian won that one, and then the Mandalorian also won the best figure under $25, which was another category or best under 30. I'm sorry. So best under 30. So, I mean, we get real like into it, right? Like we have, and that's the trophy right there. It's a golden falcon.
Dude,
Went all
speaking
out.
of the Mandalorian, did you see? I mean, I'm pretty sure you saw that the picture that I think it's Manny who took pictures of that Mandalorian.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
it's
small scale,
fantastic.
right?
Yeah, it's
It's a great picture. So it just tells you that it's not really Hot Toys, because you saw the pictures of Hot Toys Mandalorian. It's beautiful. It looks like the actual, actor or the character.
Yeah.
But Manny did it with a smaller figure that has joints, and it still looks fantastic. So it's
I
the
think-
design of the character. I think.
I think this is going to be a front runner for 1/12 and under 30.
Oh, I forgot. You're not a big fan of Star Wars. I was gonna say, if you find this figure, buy it.
It's so good.
It's
That looks good.
phenomenal, dude. So good. Like, like where's the articulation?
That looks good, dude. Like you can barely see the joints there. I mean, I could, but you expect that, but still, it looks good.
Yeah, like the only visible joints are literally in the elbow. Like
Yeah,
everything else.
if you pose him with the elbows bent, you would barely see it.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Dude.
if he's fixing something.
I had this in my hand for like 4 minutes before I was like, this is my nominee. It's so good, dude.
Dean,
Yeah.
on that Zach, on that panel, like on the one that you showed me, if you had to pick by yourself, would it still be Darth Maul or
No,
just that?
I think it would be Advanced Spider-Man. I think that's a fucking fantastic figure.
Yeah,
But again, that's the point, though. You know,
yeah.
everyone's
It's who
vote,
voted. Yeah,
everyone's vote matters. So, you know, if we did the same set of nominations with a different set of, I mean, it's like the presidential nomination or any other voting thing. It's like if you vote, you have a voice.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you know.
you're just gonna get killed by Star Wars fan because there's a lot. Like I know you guys are Star Wars fan, but you just happen to hate Darth Maul, so
I fucking hate Darth Maul.
Yeah, so. But if, for example, if it comes down, so let's say Rambo from 3-0, I heard it's a fantastic figure. I've never seen it yet, but for the price, it's like 180, 190.
Uh-huh.
Let's say you put that up against a Star Wars figure who's not, like mediocre. Let's just say.
But that's the thing, though. It just really
Yeah.
matters. Like if only 2 people nominate Rambo, it might not even make the cut. So
Yeah.
So what you'll see on Ox is people will start campaigning for nominations for their favorite figures, and that's real fun.
Mhm.
You know, because anyone can nominate. So it's gonna get real fun, man. It's gonna get real fun. We're glad that you're gonna be able to be a part of it because it gets pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that Darth Maul, yeah, that's all right. I mean, they're DX though. Like DX is always kind of like a grade above
Yeah, of course.
regular MMS, but still.
Definitely. I gotta go put my kid to bed, but it was good
All
to
right,
chat with
man.
you guys today. I don't know
All
how
right.
long you guys gonna be on, but
Oh no,
thanks everyone
we're gonna
for
head out
watching.
too. All right.
Tired.
Thanks
Oh,
everybody.
man.
It was a
All
good
right.
Thanks
stream.
everyone for watching.
I just jumped on the chit chat in the stream.
I know. Dean said he was gonna go live. I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm gonna leave right now and get home so I can get on too. I wasn't
All
even
right,
at
guys.
home.
Well,
All right,
thank you for
thanks for
watching.
having us.
Of
Yeah,
course,
thank you.
anytime, guys. Check them out. Collecting Weekly if you haven't done so yet. So
Subscribe, baby boys. And
yeah, we're
girls.
trying to get to 1,000 here. So
Yes. That'd be fantastic. Have a good one,
All
Erwin,
right,
Eddie, Danny, Renaissance. You guys are all great. I thought the
Alright.
chat stopped working. I was like, oh my god, no one's commenting.
All
Catch
right,
you guys
guys.
on the next one.
Oh, Mario's
Later.
still here.
Oh, Sweet Angel Mario. Peace, guys.